Doctor, can you talk about mitochondrial biogenesis, what that is and what role PQQ might play in that process?
Well, I think, first of all, talking about mitochondria, the aging process, when we start talking about aging, we talk about oxidation. From the day that we are born, we start to oxidize, we start to rust, we start to age. Anything that we can do to slow, we're not going to stop the process, nor are we going to prevent the process, but we can help slow down the process by taking care of oxidative stress. All right, and again, what is oxidation? Oxidation is rusting. Oxidation is aging. I'm going to give everybody a little experiment to do on their own. What I want you to do is I want you to cut an apple. I want you to cut that apple, and I want you to, open up both halves. On one of the sides, I want you to open up when you get your PQQ, I want you to open up a PQQ two-piece capsule, and I want you to apply that to the apple. And I want you to leave the other side unapplied with the PQQ. I want you to leave it out, and I want you to see personally what happens. What happens is that the PQQ side is protected from oxidation. Now, it's not going to last for 20 years. If you leave it there for 20 years, you're going to have a real bloody mess. Okay, so I don't suggest you leave it there for 20 years. All I'm trying to do here is to show you the difference of what happens with aging and the aging process. Now, what does mitochondria have to do with that? Mitochondria are the packets, if you will, that really help and allows the cells to do what they need to do. They need to allow the cells to work. All right. If you have these mitochondria, which make the energy, these little packets that make energy, your cell is not going to weaken. If you have, and I liken this to different cars. You have a 200 horsepower car, you have a 400 horsepower car, you have a 600 horsepower car. It's the engine, you put a very different fuel into the car with 200 horsepower versus the